One of the first things we purchased was new wiring and an internal server. Stephanie, can you tell us how this benefited our center?
Sure. So with the internal server, we are now able to just keep our client data and information. We can access client data whenever we're working from home or even in the field.
Another purchase we're excited about is the facility dog that we will be purchasing later this year. Stephanie, can you tell us about the facility dog?
Sure. So the facility dog will help whenever we have children here on site to feel confident and courageous to be able to tell their story and the trauma that they've experienced so that they can move on to hope and healing. So we're really excited about that. We're going to have the facility dog is actually a dog that is highly trained through a certified provider. Project that we're going to use TANF funds for is actually our alternate locations, and we're going to have 2 of those. Tawana, can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, we're very excited about this because it will allow us to expand our services into the communities that our clients are in these high need areas. So we will be excited to give the clients the same services that they would have here in the alternate locations. Some of the children that we serve have to drive more than an hour to receive the services here at our center, so these alternate locations will allow us to meet them in their communities. Lastly, we're excited to be adding a new forensic interviewer to our team.
Yes, and so a new forensic interviewer will allow us to be able to provide services not only on site but also at our alternate locations at the same time. Currently, I'm the primary forensic interviewer, so adding this new position will allow us to provide multiple clients the same service at the same time and be more efficient.
None of this would be possible without the funds from TANF. So from all of our team, we thank you so much.
TANF grant has allowed the Children's Advocacy Center of Independence County to make purchases to better serve clients, MDT partners, and help staff members do more for victims of child abuse and their families. Advocates have been equipped with iPads to allow them to work towards a paperless process and serve families more efficiently. Purchases of outdoor furniture have created a comfortable place to wait during cases and meet with advocates. Office furnishings and supplies have been purchased to meet daily needs of the center. Advocates now have a dedicated area with a table and benches to complete paperwork with families. The mental health therapist has new storage areas for toys, games, supplies for therapy, and also sound panels installed to help protect the privacy of our child victims and families. Wooden blinds for windows have been installed to preserve the privacy of our families as well. TANF funding has also allowed the center to hire community education and prevention specialists, raising awareness and promoting prevention education in our community. The center has been able to grow and thrive through TANF funding this year. Staff members and our board of directors are extremely grateful to the people responsible for creating this opportunity.
We want to thank the TANF grant for helping us provide the funds to put on a Resilient Together 3-part webinar series. We were able to gather speakers to speak on fostering resilience for our child professionals and our educators in our community. They also were able to provide information for them as we deal with students and their trauma that have happened due to the pandemic and from child abuse and neglect. They were able to provide tools and techniques that they can use in their relationships with children in order to ground them in moments of crisis.
Hi, my name is Megan Rands, and I am the Forensic Interview Coordinator at the Children's Advocacy Center of Benton County. And I just want to say a huge thank you for the grant money that we received for 2 positions in our forensic interviewing component. The grant this year has covered the Forensic Interview Coordinator position, which is mine, as well as another full-time forensic interviewer. This is a huge deal for our center. We see over 1,000 kids to interview every single year, and we have been using 2 forensic interviewers to cover all of those interviews, which is just not enough. And so with this grant money, we were not only able to put a coordinator just in supervision of the forensic interview team, which is a huge deal for our center, we were also able to add another staff member in order to cover that load. So thank you so much.
On September 14th, Central Arkansas Children's Advocacy Center welcomed Governor and First Lady Hutchinson to the grand opening of a new satellite office in Clinton, Arkansas, serving Van Buren County. TANF funding allowed for expansion into additional space and provided furnishings at the main Conway location, as well as funded several new staff positions to serve both Faulkner and Van Buren counties. Children's Advocacy Center of South Arkansas in El Dorado was able to provide materials and furnishings needed for therapy sessions, as well as hiring an education and prevention specialist to expand services to include safety presentations in local schools and provide caregiver support.
Welcome to the Children's Advocacy Center of Southeast Arkansas. Our agency appreciates the TANF grant funding because it allows us to assist more children within our service area.
The Children's Advocacy Center of Southeast Arkansas had their office walls repainted in Pine Bluff office. The furniture purchased was in this front lobby was a couple of chairs and also a couple of chairs in Chris Donati's office.
The Children's Advocacy Center is very appreciative of the grant, as we do have therapy provided to our children that we service to in the Pine Bluff office, in our satellite office as well in Monticello. And we plan to use the funds to hire another therapist to reach out to all southern counties further below Drew County. Thank you.
The Children's Advocacy Center here plans to start a support group very soon. We have an agenda lined up with speakers and topics that we will be covering. Also, the TANF grant will be helping us get opportunities within our community and our schools. Well, here at the center, we have recently purchased protocol books. All of these books are going to be given out to our partnering agencies. This is going to go over all of our procedures, protocols for our partner agencies, as well as the things that we do here at the CAC.
Hamilton House in Fort Smith, Arkansas used TANF funds to expand staff, including hiring a prevention specialist for community awareness. In addition, purchased much-needed supplies and equipment. Grandma's House in Harrison, Arkansas has been able to provide its employees health insurance for the first time. This has enabled them to better care for and support those who are on the front lines every day caring for children. Additionally, they have been able to hire a full-time development and community education coordinator, which has been especially beneficial during the pandemic. She's been able to devote her time to educating the public about child abuse issues and the mission of Grandma's House. Furnishings have also been updated to create a more child-friendly and comforting environment for children visiting the center. Cooper Anthony Mercy Children's Advocacy Center used funds from TANF to expand services for their satellite office in Mena, Arkansas. Furnishings, computer equipment, and supplies required to set up a mental health therapy office were purchased. A full-time mental health therapist and a part-time for. Because of TANF funding, Children's Advocacy Center of Northeast Arkansas has been able to expand their facility, adding an additional 1,000 square feet to create a mental health counseling area. Furniture, decor, and materials were purchased to equip this area.
Dadgummit, Aaron, is your internet working?
No, I gave up. I couldn't get anything to load today.
Oh, crap.
Hey guys, can you get off the internet? I'm trying to do a medical.
We are. It ain't working.
Hello, I'm Connie Locke. I'm the IT coordinator at White Knox CAC. I'm happy to say that we've been able to upgrade our equipment, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about it. But first, we started out with AT&T Uverse. Only had a download speed of 8 megabits per second and an upload of a half. We couldn't even do our job effectively. Internet was down a lot. So we've added, since that time, we've added a satellite. We've added a Verizon hotspot, and then we've added boosters. And all of that was just very frustrating and nothing solved the problem. But thankfully now we have fiber optic with a download speed of 50, upload speed of 50. We've got voice over internet protocol, which has merged our landline with our internet. Both buildings are networked together with a firewall. And this is our equipment that we use now. It's the AT&T modem. And this is our switch and our our firewall, we have our UPS battery backup. We have same thing in the other building, and both of them are networked together with their Wi-Fi, and everything's working great.
Hi, I'm Karen James. I'm the director of the White Knox CAC. I wanted to share a little bit about how our work programs have been going here at the center because of the lack of internet. Previously, we were having to have everybody off the internet if someone was watching a webinar for continuing education, or if we were doing a medical at the center, in order to send digital images for clarification by our medical director. No one could be on the internet because the speed of the internet could not allow others to continue to work, as well as send digital images for review by our medical director. Thankfully, because of the funding that we have received from TANF, we do have fiber optic, which has increased our ability for all of us to be productive at the same time. We can now watch webinars without interruptions, both the video and the audio. Previously, sometimes we could only listen to the webinar. Now we're able to have complete interaction and receive full benefit from the continuing education. Additionally, probably the most important thing is that when our children are having medicals, we do not have to say, oh, I'm sorry, we need to redo this in order to take a picture for digital images to be reviewed by our medical directors. So we are able to put our children at ease, knowing that they can have a medical without interruption, and that we know that their bodies are safe and that they can lead a normal, productive life. TANF, we appreciate everything that you've shared with us. We hope this video captures what we are able to do greater, better, because of the resources that you have provided, and we deeply appreciate it, and so do our kids. Thank you.
River Valley Children's Advocacy Center used TANF funds to build a playground area for children waiting during their visit to the center. Funds were also used to obtain Fitz, a facility dog who brings comfort to children during interviews and exams. Furnishings were purchased for our interview room to create a comfortable, safe environment for our children. The TANF funding has been an amazing resource and provided flexibility and opportunity to make necessary improvements and additions to our services.
Hello, my name is Beth Light, and I am the clinical director of the mental health program of the Child Safety Center in White County. And I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for the efforts you made in securing TANF funding for us, our center, and advocacy centers across the state. At our center specifically, it's made a huge impact. We've been able to increase our mental health program by 1.5 therapists and increase our capacity to serve children on site and in therapy with mental health assessments and trauma-focused therapy by 76%, which is a huge deal. It means that kids who come are able to receive a mental health assessment much sooner, day of, as opposed to rescheduling or having to come back. And it means that we're able to provide services to more children than we would have been otherwise. And it's a huge, huge deal. So thank you very much for the efforts that you put forth to work with us and to serve the kids in our community in this way. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm the lead advocate and also a mental health therapist at the Child Safety Center of White County in Searcy, Arkansas. I wanted to send a video expressing my gratitude for the grant money that our center has received, as it has really helped us expand our services to better meet the needs of our families in both mental health and in advocacy. But I'm really going to speak a little bit more to the advocacy side of that. First and foremost, although we're located in White County, we serve White, Woodruff, Cleburne, and Jackson counties. And there are a lot of mental health resources here in White County, but less so in our other counties, and especially in Woodruff County. And as the advocate, there came times where I would experience anxiety knowing that our families were coming from Woodruff County, because I knew that if they needed mental health services, those services were not readily available to them. To make matters worse, the DCFS supervisor from that county would call me and also express her same frustration that the kids she was serving were not getting their needs met with relation to trauma-informed counseling services. And so having the ability to expand our services into that area has made my job as the advocate much easier. I can talk to parents about that more easily. I can rest easy knowing that they can get services located closely to them, and that helps make sure that their needs are being met beyond their initial meeting with me. We were also able to hire a third advocate with our grant money, and that has dramatically increased our ability to provide adequate follow-ups to our families. Without having 3 advocates, it was really difficult to divide roles and responsibilities. And now that we have one, everybody gets ample time to make sure that they are really following up with and meeting the needs of all of their families. We have more time to call them, meet with them, make sure they're getting their questions answered, refer them to resources that they need. And it has really, really helped us make sure that whoever our families are, we're giving them the very best that we have. So again, I just wanted to say thank you so much. We could not be offering families the expanded high quality services that we are without this grant money. And I'm just so grateful.
Center of Washington County was able to add a child advocate to their staff. In her words, she says, the biggest takeaway from the last several months is when you agree to the job as a child advocate, you're agreeing to step into battle for your clients. The alleged child victims, as well as siblings and non-offending parents, are battling against trauma, guilt, shame, sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, anger, and confusion. They are battling bills and rent, food insecurity, neglect, and the feeling that they have been forgotten, especially adding COVID-19 into the mix. With all these children I serve, I encourage therapy and assist with referrals to make therapy happen so their healing journey will continue. Thank you for the TANF grant funds. If you need me, I'll be suiting up every day at the Children's Safety Center of Washington County to stand with the alleged child victims of abuse.
Mi nombre es Ceci Kay y yo soy la terapeuta bilingüe del Children's Advocacy Center. Hi, my name is Ceci Kay. I am the bilingual therapist for the Children's Advocacy Center. This is a center that provides a bunch of services to families and their children. Once a child has been interviewed by a forensic interviewer, he or she can qualify for therapy. The type of therapy that we provide is trauma-focused, which means we can focus on sexual abuse, physical abuse, or anything else. We see children ages 3 and up, and I personally travel to different counties in the state of Arkansas to provide services out of the National Office and the Texarkana office. Thank you. Bye.
The Children's Advocacy Center of Eastern Arkansas was able to use TANF funds to expand the satellite center in Forest City, from a small, cramped office space and a mental health clinic to a spacious waiting room, reception area, education and information desk. They now have 2 restrooms, a conference room, a break room, an office for their therapist, a room for the advocate to meet with caregivers, an interview room, an observation room, and they were also able to furnish the space and create a warm, child-friendly environment for their clients.